Hey, what's up everybody? Oscar here with Third Pedal Fox Body again, and in today's video what we're gonna do is we're gonna finally put the new fuel pump back on. I went ahead and bought the sending unit as well because the sending unit that's in my car does not work, so I went ahead and got myself a sending unit. This way I can know exactly how much fuel is in my tank, and probably one of the reasons why my fuel pump went bad is because I could never really tell how full or how low my fuel was on the car. So today let's go ahead and fix that, and then I'm also going to fix a few butt connectors that I need to address for some of the wiring down there. So let's go ahead and get right to it, guys. We're down here. I already disconnected the fuel pump right here. I need to disconnect this connector again, and then I'm going to use this pick to pick out these clips right here. As you guys can see, somebody probably was already in here, and instead of using a clip, they just went ahead and put some sort of wire in there. But this retainer clip right here, I did also pick up at the local AutoZone, and I went ahead and got some new ones because obviously I don't want to use just wire. And then once I do that, I'm also going to bring the tank all the way out because I am going to put the new sending unit. So let's go ahead. I really want to get this wire right here. Let me go ahead and move this out the way so that we can finally get this taken care of. All right, so I'm going to be removing the harness from the sending unit, and I've already kind of picked at this right here, so I'm just going to pop it up now. I do see that they have some dielectric grease on there already. And then I'm just going to open this up right here as well to loosen up the harness and just keep it on this side. All right, there it is. Got the gas tank out. I'm going to clean around here, clean around there, and then, you know, just kind of clean the gas tank, get all the dust out of it because it is kind of dirty. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the fuel pump, remove the sending unit, and just go ahead and put the new stuff on. Now that I have the gas tank up on this table, I'm able to see exactly what I need to do. And not only that, I'm able to clean around this the right way so that we don't have any kind of debris going into the tank once I open this up. So I'm definitely going to take out the fuel pump first, and then I'm also going to take out the sending unit next. But before I do all that, I'm going to grab one of my little brushes, brush around here, grab my vacuum all of this out, wipe as much of it off as possible. That way I can have a clean, nice surface to work with. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, I know all of this might be a little bit of overkill, but since I already have the tank out, I might as well just continue to clean as much as possible. You know, this car's been sitting so long outside, and I don't mind cleaning it around, you know. I don't know, makes me feel good to know that my tank is, you know, pretty clean. All right, guys, now that I have the gas tank as clean as possible, there's not a lot of like loose debris and stuff like that. I did wipe it down. I'm just ready to go ahead and take off the fuel pump. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to probably put you guys on a little speed right there just so I don't bore you with the stuff. And we'll come right back to it. So what I'm using is a little chisel. I put a little bit of tape on the edge so it's not too sharp. And I'm going to use this instead of a hammer because I couldn't find my little hammer. So whatever works, right? So now that I brought you guys in a little closer, I wanted to show you guys there is a lot of corrosion in here, more than corrosion. This almost feels like it almost feels like it's sand. I'm not sure if that's normal, but that's weird. Salt maybe? No way. No way this is salt. Okay, after fiddling around with it, what I had to do is I had just turn it this way and then come this way with it. Get the screws out, and there it is. Fiddle the sock out the way. Oh, the sock is destroyed. Yeah, this is bad, bad, bad. I don't know what to make of this corrosion stuff right here. I've never seen that before. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure if it's part of the sock that was disintegrating. But yeah, that doesn't look normal to me. And it almost makes me want to flush the tank and have to clean it all the way out again, because yeah, I don't want that sitting inside of the tank. Wow, pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and remove the sending unit. Needed to use a little screwdriver just to kind of prop it up a little bit. And man, I'm not sure, but this seems to be the stock one, probably OEM. I'm not sure if there's a part number in here or not, but it definitely looks very, very old. I'm gonna put a light to the gas tank on the side right here, and I'm gonna show you guys what it kind of looks like in there. All right, so now that I got the tank cleaned out, I went ahead and dumped all of the fuel that I had in here. And you know, one of my concerns was this residue, but after reading and talking to some people over the phone for a little bit, thank you, they come to the realization that this is just because the pump was really, really old, and maybe old gas in there sitting too long. It could be a variation of things. On top of this floater right here, it's disintegrating, so all of that stuff was landing inside of the tank. And finally, you know, thank God that I'm able to change both of these things out, because if I would have only changed out the fuel pump and not the sending unit, then I would have had the same issues pretty soon down the road, I would say, because man, this sending unit is the original sending unit, and it is nasty, nasty, nasty. On top of, you know, having a new sending unit is gonna let me know exactly how much fuel I have in the tank, which was my number one concern. So out with the old and in with the new. I'm gonna go ahead and finally start prepping and throwing these in there. So I definitely recommend that if you have a Fox body, or you just got a Fox body, go ahead and possibly change these things out, because you do not want to be stranded on the side of the road because your fuel pump went bad. So let's go ahead and put this thing together. I'm going to do a little time lapse so I won't bore you guys with the whole shebang on how to do it, and then we'll come right back. All right, let's get it done. All right, guys, the tank is completed. The sending unit is in, the fuel pump is in. I cleaned the gas tank. I didn't record that because you know, I didn't want to bore you or make the video too long. You basically know what it is. I just grabbed my vacuumed in there. The hardest part about this was getting the last bit of fuel out of there, because man, the fumes really kind of get to you a little bit. But other than that, it was pretty easy, pretty basic. Once you have it outside and you have it all cleaned and nice, it makes it a lot easier for you to figure this stuff out, especially if you have it right in front of you. I think taking the fuel pump out, putting it back in, taking the sending unit out and putting it back in makes it so much easier. So here's the old stuff. This sending unit looks like it might be the OEM one, because man, this thing is really, really bad. No wonder I could never tell how much fuel was in my tank. And no wonder I saw a bunch of little particles like this inside of the tank. So I just try to clean it as best as possible. I dumped all the old fuel out, and then I just vacuumed. I put a vacuum in there and just try to vacuum as best as possible. I am going to change the fuel filter eventually. That way I can just go ahead and not worry about it anymore. But if I had to do this job all over again, honestly, it wouldn't be a difficult job for me. I wouldn't think it's pretty difficult. And me being a novice, as long as you have a place, you know, luckily I have a garage where I could just jack up the car. And if I don't really need to move the car, it's been in the same position for a while. So now I'm just going to get down there. I'm going to put this back on the jack. And then now that there's no gasoline, it's so much nicer, so much easier. I'll be able to maneuver it, move it, put the straps back on, put the hoses back on. Go ahead and put the tank back down there. Let's get it all wrapped up and let's finish up this video, guys. Thank you. All right, with the help of some tools and a few videos and a bunch of people and questions, the tank is finally up, positioned. See if it works. Now, there's no gas in the car, so I'm just gonna let it prime for just a second. And quickly. Oh yes. So there it is. Finally finished the fuel pump. Man, it was a little battle here and there, especially like lifting up the tank by yourself and, you know, jacking it up just so it could hold on, positioning it. It was a little tough, and then just putting the bolts on the straps. But luckily I didn't have any fuel in there, so it made it a lot easier. But even though there's no fuel in there, it was still kind of tough. But I am done. It's about midnight and I'm ready to go shower, get some sleep, and maybe tomorrow or the next day, put some fuel in this thing, fire it up, and take it for a quick spin. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this kind of content, please share, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.